So I'm going to start actually with a carol. It's a familiar carol. It's called O Little Town of Bethlehem. But it so goes with the theme of this evening because it was written by Philip Brooks in 1865, which is 100 years before I was born. But anyway. Philip Brooks was a pastor. He was in America, in Philadelphia. He was completely burnt out, he had been, I think, ravaged by the war and just completely devastated. And so his parish sent him off on a trip to Israel. And so he went there and he spent there. And on Christmas Eve, he was making this trip from Jerusalem to Bethlehem. And on this little hill, he kind of saw this little town of Bethlehem, and something within him revived. Something within him came alive, and he wrote this song. And I thought it's a lovely way to start this evening. So here goes. This is O Little Town of Bethlehem, but it's the glory of Christmas. It's a newer version of it. So let's try. Can I just check the sound?
Yes.
Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie, above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. And the glory of Christmas is the glory of God. And the glory of Christmas is the story of His love. Oh, holy child of Bethlehem, descend to us, we pray. Cast out our sin and enter in, be born in us today. We hear the Christmas angels, the great glad tidings tell. Oh, come to us, abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel. How silently the wondrous gift is given. So God imparts to human hearts the blessings of His hand. The Messiah is coming, but in this world of sin, where meek souls will receive Him still, the dear Christ enters in. Oh, Christ, we welcome in. And the glory of Christmas is the glory of Christ. And the glory of Christmas is the story of His love. And the glory of Christmas is the glory of Christ. And the glory of Christmas is the story of His love. I think I just rented a crowd here. My family rents to sit down. The next song I'm going to do is a song called Noel, and it's a song written by Lauren Daigle. Son of God and Son of man, there before the world began, born to suffer, born to save, and born to raise us from the grave. Christ the everlasting Lord, He shall reign forevermore. Noel, come and see what God has done. The story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us. This is a song written by Amy Grant, and it's called Breath of Heaven. But it's Breath of Heaven, it's called Breath of Heaven, Mary's song. Hi, Valentine. I'm just seeing all these people out. Yeah. But as I sang this song, as I was practicing the song and going through it, it became really, really personal. And I realized that so much of the story, the Christmas story, so many of the people in the Christmas story, whether Mary, Joseph, Simeon, John the Baptist, Zachariah, each and every one of the people in that Christmas story, their story is so much our story. And so I just really, even as you hear these songs and while it is about Mary, just, allow it to kind of speak to you as well. I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a baby inside. So before I do this next song, I'm going to invite Melissa, who's also my niece for those who don't know. Woo! So Melissa has done quite an amazing thing. This year she started a blog called From Warrior to Warrior. And it's an incredible blog because it's such a deeply personal journey that she's shared actually, which I think is going to be such a blessing to so many people who are grappling and struggling with depression and anxiety. And she's put herself out there and she's been writing these beautiful poems. But for Christmas she did something special, which was for 10 days. Yeah, for 10 days she wrote a piece, a poem every single day, which was based on a little twist of a carol. And so I just thought I'm going to invite her to share two of them. She'll share one now and one later. So she's going to share one called Joy to the World.
Check. It's my first time. Okay, so this is my first time reading something I've written out loud. So forgive me if it's not. So this is called Joy to the World. They say happiness is a choice. But when all I feel is darkness and hurt, how do I choose? What do I choose? When my vision is blurred and my eyes swell with tears, how do I choose? When my heart is broken and healing seems distant, what can I choose? They sing joy to the world. It's what I'm craving. Joy. Joy to come alive. Joy to believe again. Now I understand. I might not be able to choose happiness, but joy can be mine. Joy comes not from circumstance, but from a person. This abstract joy is now mine. It's personal. I am suffering, but joyful. So today, the earth rejoices, for this person comes to love, to heal, to save.
Hello, so we've all heard O Come All You Faithful, but this is a song called O Come All You Unfaithful, and it's by Sovereign Grace, and it's really an invitation, I think we'll all be able to identify with some part of the song. So it's really an invitation to all of us.
Oh, come, all you unfaithful, come, we cannot stay, oh, come, though you are not alone. Come, barren and waiting ones, weary of praying, come, see what you've got. born for you. He's the one who was given strength for a pardon. His promises peace for those who believe. He's the one who was given strength for a pardon. His promises peace for those who believe. So come, though you have nothing, come, here's the offering, come, see what your God has done. Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born for you. Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born for you. Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born for you. Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born for
Okay, so I'm going to do a song now called, we're going to do a song now. Where is Vanessa? How's she? A song called I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. It's actually an old poem that was written, I can't remember when, before my time. But it has been made by Casting Crowns, I think, into this more contemporary song. But before we do that, this song is really about peace on earth. And before we do that, I thought I'd like Melissa to come and share another one of her poems. And this one is called Silent Night. Speak.
Okay, so this one's called Silent Night. There is nothing silent about this night. Voices screaming, hurt raging. There is nothing peaceful about this night. Disease spreading, death knocking. For every screaming voice, there is an angel singing, rejoicing over this birth. For every hurt, there is comfort that comes from the birth of the Comforter. For every disease that spreads, the healer comes swaddled in a manger. Against the order of death itself, a Savior is welcomed on earth, ready to conquer the grave.
Thank you, Melissa. Zoom style. Check.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Their old familiar carols play. And mild and sweet their song should be, of peace on earth goodwill to all. strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to man. But the bells are ringing, like a choir singing. Does anybody hear peace on earth, goodwill to man? Then rang the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, not ever asleep. Peace on earth, peace on earth. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a charm sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to man. And the bells are ringing, peace on earth, like a choir singing, peace on earth. From our hearts we live in peace on earth, goodwill to man. The bells are ringing, peace on earth, like the angels singing, peace on earth. Open up your heart and give peace on earth, goodwill to man. Peace on earth, peace on earth, peace on earth, goodwill to
So nice to sing with the brothers. Okay, this is not a Christmas song actually, but I just felt it was a song for this time. It's a song written by Jen Johnson, and it's called You're Gonna Be Okay. And she wrote it actually, I think, for her husband Brian Johnson, who suffered from very serious depression and anxiety. But I just felt it was a song for all of us. Many of us went through some really tough times, many watching also. But just a song for us as we step into the new year. We're going to be okay. The brothers are going to be joining them.
I know it's all you've gotta just be strong. It's a fight just to keep it together, together. I know you think that you are too far gone. Hope is never lost. Hope is never lost. Hold on, don't let go. Hold on, don't let go. Just take one step closer, one foot in front and you know. Hold on, don't let go. Hold on, don't let go. Just take one step closer, with one foot in front of the other. You'll get through this. Just follow the light in the darkness. You're gonna be okay. When the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end. It's not the end, you're gonna be okay. When the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end. It's not the end, you're gonna be okay. When the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end. It's not the end, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And when the night is closing in, don't give up and don't give in. This won't last, it's not the end. It's not the end, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
These amazing guys. I wish we could give them a loud. It's so amazing to be able to just sing in harmony. And now I'm going to invite my special girl, Vanessa. We're going to do a holy night together. Please join in, because everybody knows this song, so please join in. Bring all your harmonies.